So the Cowboys elevated Rashaan Evans to the 53-man roster. He's a downhill thumper. I said before when we looked at the tape, me and Okoye, we seen a guy that can shoot through A gap or B gap. Hey, he can go hook the sidelines, and he's not afraid to come down and field. And he is a solid pickup for the Cowboys. We've seen this coming. And with that type of talent, he should be out there on the field. So he was elevated to the 53-man roster. Be sure to check out his film. I get it. A lot of people want household names. And granted, somebody can argue that, hey, he's one of those guys earlier in the years of a guy that a lot of people were banging on the table to go out there and grab, right? Rashaan Evans is no one to sneeze at as it relates to his tackling capabilities. You don't get 159 tackles by mistake. You don't get that by mistake. I think that he's going to bring tenacity, mindset to the table. You should see more aggressions out of his play, juxtaposed to what we had in the past. I do like the signing, and I do like the Cowboys pretty much leaving no stone unturned when they brought him in. Now, the other situation, Eric Saubert. If you look back at film, you look at tape, you can see that he's a blocker. He's a guy that's been around since 2017. He is a guy that I truly believe got more experience than what we have out of a Luke Schoonmaker. He's better than Peyton Hendershot already. I told you guys, looking back at tape, he's a tier above Sean McEwen. Now, granted, somebody can literally argue and say, hey, he may be a little bit slight better than Jake Ferguson, but that's an argument. That's not truth right there. You can argue and debate that. But experiences is what he brings to the table. And just like I said before, everybody else with the tight end play, it takes time to develop that particular craft. A tight end got to know everything on the field. They got to know how to block. They got to know when to block. They got to know where to line up. They got to know when to release. They can line in, line outside. So that is what Eric can do. Now, Eric is one of those guys that's a journeyman, been around in the league for a minute. And yes, he's better than Luke Schoonmaker for right now. Schoonmaker is what the Cowboys hope. Not that he can become, but the Schoonmaker is a guy that they hope that can develop and down the line. Yes, they used a second-round draft pick. There's no lipstick that you can put on that pig because a lot of people can look back at that pick and say, hey, can you get somebody that can be a help for now? And the Cowboys, looking at this 2023 draft, hey, it's looking terrible for us right now, man. It's hard for me to put it in any other words. Shout out to Mozzie. We all knew that was going to be a developmental situation. It takes about 3 to 4 years before you really turn heads and say, hey, that guy's making some movements there. And right now, they don't even give him a chance to even be on the field, to even mess up. Outside of that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to say trust the process, but just sit back and watch. Let's see how this goes. We know for sure the Cowboys don't like to go out there and make big splashes around this time, unless, the team is 3-5, fire and brimstone or something like that. But the Cowboys, they trust their philosophy. Say it with me. We like our guys.
Just because you don't make a trade doesn't mean, that's not the only way you acquire players. Certainly we can continue to look for ways to make our team better, and we will. We like the depth on this team. For the most part, looking in an obvious area where, people might think we could use a little more help there. But I still like that. I like our crew there. I like
WLOG, if you want to put that in the chat. Now, I'm going to say this again. Don't be mad on today and then cheering and celebrating when one of those guys make a play. Because Will McClay, he's known for finding some stuff, man. And he don't have that Saks Fifth Avenue type of budget. They give him a Walmart budget or a Dollar Tree budget or a dollar store budget, however you want to call it. And he just got to make do with what he can make do with. The Cowboys are not the type of team to go out there and make splashes. But We'll find a way, Cowboy Nation. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.
Just because you don't make a trade doesn't mean, that's not the only way you acquire players.